You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
January 25th, 2018, and it's another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the AngryMarks Podcast Network. As always, I'm Seth Drake, and then down the other end, the steel cage to my barbed wire massacre, Mike Poland.
Oh, boy.
Hey, you got the better match.
I actually watched the barbed wire one, too.
I did, too. I watched both of them.
I was able to find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I did as well. But there really isn't much. Yeah, there really isn't much news other than on my birthday, they decided that the barbed wire massacre match can't be aired.
Oh, Pop did the week before.
Yeah, they said, yeah, we can't have that.
It's too violent.
It's too violent.
Really wasn't that violent.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know that it was on Twitch until the end of this show.
And I watched it on I found the video on YouTube the next morning, so.
Yeah, and sadly, I found the Impact from last week. Oh, boy. Let's talk about last week's Impact.
Hanaya got fired.
Oh, yeah, Hanaya got fired, and we'll mention that on the show. That should be funny, because she's an idiot. Yeah, because she didn't want to do a 90-second job to somebody
who's going to get pushed in the knockouts division.
Yeah.
And she also didn't want to work with Taya Valkyrie, which is also stupid.
That as well? Oh, God. And I'm sure, Taya had some words with her about her.
And she was new in the company. You can't do that. You can't make demands like that.
Yeah.
Not when you're new in a company.
No, you cannot. You really cannot make any demands new in the company. Let's talk about Impact. The first show, let's get to it. So we now notice that the Crash is no longer on the Mexico mention because they're no longer part of it. Their relationship with Impact got butchered. Their go-between was Conan. And since he decided to do Aerolux with their Aerolucha show,
sounds like a bad drug deal.
Yeah, I know.
They decided to do Aerolux.
Yeah,
the Harris brothers.
Yeah, Aerolucha, with Russo as well. No, they decided, fuck you. So
we're not working with you.
So probably the guys that are gone are Garza Jr., Laredo Kid. And that's it. Yeah, we're going to lose those two, I think.
They really didn't do anything except for Garza Jr., who had the unhealing shoulder.
Who had the shoulder who basically was a one-armed man through the last few matches. So get that shoulder healed up first, please.
And Laredo Kid basically fell by the wayside when they decided to push Garza.
Oh, yeah, and I think Eddie Edwards is injured.
No, he's going to be working the Redemption show, but we'll get to that in a few weeks. In a number of weeks.
Oh, yeah, he's working he got injured at the past tapings. That was it.
It was out for all one night.
Yeah. Impact has a Twitch channel. We'll get to that.
Which?
Dear God, we'll get to that.
Yeah, I tried that, and I couldn't. It didn't have the barbed wire match on there because I tried it the Friday morning after.
Yep. They were just now probably airing old episodes of Impact at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Same like the Pluto TV channel, same like that GWN. Really?
I have the Pluto channel and it sucks.
TV channel? Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's so many better things to watch on that anyway. Like Riff Tracks or Mystery Science Theater 3000. So many better things to watch.
Have to find some stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
First match, we go immediately to a match, which is sadly the best match of the night, which is Ishimori defending the X Division title against Desmond Xavier.
I like Ishimori. It's a shame what's going to happen to him in a couple weeks in the next tapings.
Yeah. Like I said, best match of the night. Should tell you how far we're going down the rabbit hole here.
I think I tried to watch some of this show before I went to Limitless last Friday.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the word tried.
Yeah. So imagine these two high flyers, and they start off with technical wrestling. What a concept!
Fine. Build up to the high spots.
Yeah, build up for the high spots. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Xavier does a senton from over to the guardrail onto Ishimori.
Yep. The old RVD Jerry Lynn spot.
Yep. Although I think the guardrail was a little further this time.
Maybe it wasn't RVD Jerry Lynn, it was RVD Bam Bam Bigelow, but whatever.
Yeah. Ishimori, during that spot, Ishimori took a bad hit on the ground and is bleeding from the back of the head for the rest of this match. During this match, he also Ishimori hits a delay superplex. And when I mean delayed, he's going up there, holding him upside down on the second rope, and then drops him. Then does a handspring roundhouse kick. Desmond Xavier does his finisher, the Final Flash. But it's only a 2 count, surprisingly. Then Desmond Xavier tries something else, but Ishimori counters it into a tombstone into the knees. And then a 450 to the win. Really fun opener.
Yep.
Both hugged.
Next.
OVE promo said they will take over everything. By the way, Impact fails to mention that this will be on Twitch because Pop TV won't let them.
Yep.
And you'll notice a pattern here where they just say, "Oh, it's coming up! It's coming up! Oh, wait, we got to put it on Twitch."
Advertising everybody.
Yeah, a long ass video package for the LAX OVE feud, and that was part 1.
Well, we gotta make up the time that we're gonna use the barbed wire match.
It was like 15 minutes long. It was long.
Yep.
Then an American Top Team video package. And at Genesis, Moose versus Franklin.
More on that later.
Then for our GWN moment of the week, we thankfully didn't get the one this week, but Aaron Rex, the entire third round of Aaron Rex versus Eddie Edwards for the grand title. And Aaron Rex wins via judge's decision, and the fans didn't like it. And by the way, I do miss Pope, since like Tenay, Taz, and Don West, he gave a shit, unlike our current announcers. At least Pope gave a shit about what was going on. He tried. So yes, and they still kept the the graphic botch that said all 3 judges gave the round to Aaron Rex, even though on the announcements they said it was split decision. More video packages. This time, EC3 versus Matt Sydal as they go over grand title match at Genesis.
Geez, they really didn't book a lot for this show.
And then another video package. LVN and Allie. Then we get Allie basically backstage interview where she says the exact same thing on the video package. I'm not kidding.
Laziness.
Then, finally, a match. After 5 video packages and a old match, we finally get another match. Oh, by the way, it's the second hour.
Yay.
Yeah, so
Impact Wrestling, everybody.
and it's a squash match as Congo Cat with Jimmy Jacobs as his manager taking on Chandler Park.
Ugh, well, so much for that gimmick.
Yeah, Chandler Park's gone after this match, by the way.
Only brought in for these Canadian tapings because he happens to be from there.
Yep, he got beat up, got squashed.
Hopefully, if they bring him back for the next set of tapings, it's not with this gimmick and just bring him in as Ethan Page.
Yep, I don't know if they will. Jimmy
Got it.
Jacobs taunts Joseph Park. Congo Cat squashes Chandler some more after the match. That was it. Next, we have a world title match in Detroit as Eli Drake defends against Lemire and Johnny Pickett.
Motor City Mayhem.
By the way, before this match, they aired it on Impact. We already saw part of it on Botchamania.
Where?
We saw where they did where they made fun of the ropes, and all three of them decided to pretend to be Ultimate Warrior. Or the crowd. Yes. And they aired this match on Impact. Without that spot, of course. But
Impact Wrestling, everybody.
also,
Yeah, dumb stuff.
one night only, Collision Oklahoma will be only
Did not air
on
on pay-per-view, but it ended somewhere.
it'll be only on GWN. Yes,
Stupid.
exclusive one night only shows. That's going to be what you can't get on pay-per-views anymore. If you want to watch one night only, get GWN. Otherwise, we don't give a shit.
Or maybe they'll just put them on DVD later.
Yeah.
That's something they should work on, is getting like a deal where they can. I can't even think of the word.
And
watching out in stores.
And watching this match, oh boy, this was a huge mistake that they aired this match. Lighting is terrible. Josh admitted even the ropes are extremely loose. Yes, Josh said that, yeah, the ropes are extremely loose, so Johnny Impact can't do any of his high-flying moves. So Impact can't air that, so this match is also edited to shit. The ref is yelling at the wrestlers for keep pulling them out of the ring to stop pinfalls. And then all three of them super kick him. And then there's a second ref who, once the second ref comes in, there's a blunt force trauma by Eli Drake. Only a 2 count, and Eli Drake responds by giving that ref a gravy train. And this match is thrown out. All the guys all the guys from the back. The indie guys come in to try to separate them. Oh, and they all get beaten up.
Wonderful.
And yeah, wonderful. This was a mistake. This was bad. So, next match will be Rosemary and Casey Spinelli, but just announced, at Genesis, we will have a 6 Sides of Steel rematch. Eli Drake defending against Lemire and Impact.
Yes, indeed, everybody.
So, this was another squash match. This was more of a enhancement talent match.
And Spinelli won't be back for the next set of tapings, I don't believe. I don't think he's in there.
Yeah, Rosemary won for the Red Wedding. Rosemary wants her title shot. But here comes some random woman that they announce is, that's Anya.
Anaya.
Oh, that's Anaya. Oh, and I'm like, she got fired. She got fired late. Before she even debuted in this company, news had already come out she had gotten fired.
Whoops. Oh, taping that far in advance.
Seriously. Hanaya, whatever her name is, I don't care.
Anaya with an H-A.
Anaya
Jax.
Hanaya, she's gone. Bye, Anaya. We'll see you in probably a few weeks for this short stopgap feud with Rosemary, and then you're out of here.
You're out of here.
And then part 2 of LAX versus OVE.
But we're not going to. We can't show it to you on TV.
Oh yeah, no. Then their video package to hype Genesis for next week, and for the biggest kick in the balls of all, they do another OVE promo how they'll win Barbed Wire Massacre, and then they do the entrances. And once the bell rings, ding, Impact. Yeah. On to the movie The Cutting Edge. So the show gets a D. Like the last week's show, I'm glad I skipped the show for my birthday because this sucked. And I was sick too, so...
You want to see on this show, you can't because of standards and practices, probably.
Also, I was sick, so this would have pissed me off to probably get an F. But it gets a D because of that good opener.
Yep.
But yeah, I would have been surly as hell. I would have been sick. This would have been waste of birthday time to watch this shit. And then even to watch Barbed Wire Massacre. Which I did catch just a few hours ago before even the first Impact. For Impact tonight. I caught this. So it's basically everyone avoiding the barbed wire and wearing lots of clothes. So you couldn't see anything. And we get a fork fight.
Hey, New Jack would be happy. Or Abdullah.
No, Abdullah would be pissed. Would call this lame.
My gimmick.
No, he'd be considering this fork situation lame. Two guys go in the streets with switchblades, and they're squaring off with forks. Yeah, that was basically this. Two guys with fucking forks. It was kind of like the Eat It video.
Oh, boy.
Eat it. The Weird Al Yankovic video, where they had fucking forks. By the way, and JB talked about that barbed wire tears into your flesh after I think Homicide goes into the barbed wire. I think it was Homicide who went front first into the barbed wire, and nobody's bleeding. It's tearing the flesh. Nobody bleeding. Then JB talks about how these fork spots would be out of Abdullah's playbook. No, they wouldn't. Because Abdullah would look at you trying to grab these tame-ass fork spots and be like, oh, fuck off.
Oh, he wouldn't be selling you ribs of Chinese food.
No, I'd be jabbing a fork into his head. I wouldn't do this shit. What the hell? So, unprotected chair shots galore onto one of the LAX.
Brain damage, yay.
Yay. Then an ad break spot.
Eee.
Why? This is unedited. This is supposed to be unedited, but you have a fucking ad break spot.
YouTube, everybody.
No, this ain't a YouTube thing. This was just, oh, we'll be right back. And then fade to black and then said, oh, we're back. Yeah. You seriously could see why this match would have originally been on TV. You could see the TV edited version of this match. That was the supposedly uncut version. Then Chris gets on the barbed wire. He's tangled up in the barbed wire. And the LAX, for some reason, cuts him free. And the answer is so they can put him in more barbed wire. And then Ortiz tries to pin the man wrapped in barbed wire. You are an idiot. And then he is trying to pile drive the man wrapped in barbed wire. But no, there's a reverse. The man wrapped in barbed wire, which is, I think, Jake Christ, spears Ortiz through the table. No, it was Jake. Jake's the blonde one.
Yep.
So Santana is then tombstone pile driven onto the barbed wire by Sami Callihan in the safest way possible. His head barely hit the barbed wire. But yeah, by the way, this only gets a 2 count. Because this match may have jumped the shark like the time John Cena got blown up and still won the Iron Man match. He got fireworked. Remember that match? Where he got on the stage, he got knocked down the stage, and Randy Orton went to the pyrotechnics table and shot all the fireworks. And somehow John Cena still won that match.
Wrestling, everybody.
Wrestling. Sorry, still a little sick. Regular pile driver, but Sammy refuses to pin the guy and sets up a table ladder spot. Oh, this'll backfire. Then Conan comes in and hits Sammy with the barbed wire bat in some weak ass shots. So Sammy's out. And Dave Christ is on top. Santana decides, hey, I'm going to get some wooden skewers and put them on top of your head. That was the only spot that legit looked like it hurt. And then he superplexed him onto the table. Okay, that may have hurt as well. Pin 1, 2, 3. Match is mercifully over. I really don't know what fans this match was made for. The regular fans would find this garbage wrestling, and the hardcore fans of the hardcore stuff would find this too tame. It's just blah to me, and it wasn't even LAX's best match. LAX versus OV's best match. Yeah, they had better match at Bound for Glory.
Yes, the beginning of the sort of the beginning of the feud, the middle of the feud.
Yeah. Then Impact time. This week's Impact. Because Genesis.
Show.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, there's no interviews in this video. Oh, wait, never mind. They aren't doing interviews. Oh, wait, they're doing them.
Yep.
And I was like arguing with somebody like, no, I gave the last 2 shows D's, and I was like, thankfully they 2 Impacts D's, and I was pissed because last week's was on my birthday. I would have had to normally watch it if I he tried to say, oh, what about Barbed Wire Massacre? I'm like, first of all, that match was a disappointment. Second of all, that match doesn't count because it wasn't on the TV show. Seriously, if you didn't, by the way, last week they basically had only like 8,000 people out of the 10,000, out of a few 20,000 people watch the Twitch stream live because they didn't advertise it well. Because they only advertised it towards the end. They didn't, for most of the show, they're like, well, it's coming up. It's coming up on Pop. It's coming up. And then, oh, we can't show this on TV. It's on Twitch. It made this decision before online. They could have legit done this better. Say, dude, this match is too hardcore for TV. Push that. But nope, they didn't.
Or they could have aired it on one of their apps and other things.
Yeah, they could have done a bunch of things. But no, they gotta. So yeah, we immediately start with anyway, this week's Impact Genesis. We start off with a grand title match between EC3 and Matt Sydal. No rounds, no judges. It was okay. It was immediately announced that a Rahway, New Jersey house show will be broadcast on Twitch. And I'm like, oh
bad
boy.
Idea.
That sounds like a bet you really want to show your low attendance to house shows on Twitch. Live on Twitch, you could see maybe 5 people be at the ring. Yeah. Maybe less than 100 people be at our show. So yeah, anyway, the EC3 DDTs on Matt Sydal onto the apron. EC3 then hits a 1%er, but taunts too much and lets Sydal go to the outside like an idiot. And then goes for a super TK3, but Sydal reverses into a sunset flip powerbomb, and then goes up, hits the shooting star press, 1, 2, 3, we have a new champion. And no, Josh, you aren't even looking at your phone anymore. You're just holding it. You're not even looking at it. It's saying, Matt Sydal's now trending on Twitter.
No, he's not.
Yes. And they said, oh, Barbed Wire Massacre lived up to the hype with all the still footage.
You're a liar.
It didn't know what match it wanted to be. So then we get a montage of Allie getting the knockout title shot. And they really play that one rap song a lot now. I don't know why. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. But you've heard it a bunch of times. So we go to a knockouts title match. LVN defending against Allie.
Allie!
Immediately starts weird. Because they start off with a collar and elbow tie-up that goes from in the ring to outside the ring to back in the ring.
Oh, I've seen that spot.
I was like, okay. That was weird. Why? That was kind of weird.
And this is supposed to be like a match between two people that like don't like each other.
Yeah, seriously.
They're supposed to go after each other, not do a stupid collar and elbow tie-up all over the ringside area.
Yeah, I was like, you're right, I never seen that. Where's these two not liking each other? So Laurel hits a curb stomp. Not a 2-3 count. Then there's the end of the match happens. Allie's in control. There's a ref bump. Laurel smacks Allie with the belt with one hand. A one-handed belt shot. Then pins Allie for the 3 count.
As Borat says unenthusiastically.
Come
on, Allie.
Man. Oh, come on, man.
Doing his worst Lance Russell.
Yep. So, the best match of the night happens afterwards, which is surprisingly Franklin versus Moose.
Ooh.
Surprisingly. A feud that was built at Bound for Glory and continued after Bound for Glory, ending on a random Impact? Shock.
Impact Wrestling, everybody.
Yeah. So this is going to be the end of this feud. Moose versus Franklin. KM trips up Moose. Franklin hits Moose with a clothesline and goes outside to chew out KM for interfering.
I don't like you, KM.
Don't interfere. Don't interfere, man. I could do this on my own. KM tries to put a table in the ring, and Franklin's like, what the fuck you doing? No. So
real men don't use tables.
Real men don't use. So Moose hits. It's a go to hell, but it's a 2 count. And then Franklin hits a Hurricanrana.
Yeah, a Franklin Conrana.
Yeah, I was like, what? Pull this shit out in WWE, people will be fucking amazed.
Or it'll look like John Cena's Frankensteiner.
No, you saw Franklin can do that shit crisp. Did you see that?
Landing on his neck.
No, he looks crisp on that shit. It's not a Frankensteiner, it's a Hurricanrana. He legit.
Did he do it better than Scott Steiner?
I can't say that, but it looked pretty good. Damn good. So, yeah, then he hits a spear. Moose gets his foot on the ropes to avoid that. I was like, yeah. I would agree with that spot of Moose putting his foot on the ropes instead of a kick out. Because seriously, that was a good spot.
Yep.
That would have been cheap to just have a kick out for that spot. That was nice that Moose had the wherewithal to just get to the ropes. Jesus. So then KM says, Franklin, use the table, man. And Franklin gets in his face, says, no, I'm not going to use it. Then Moose pushes Franklin to KM, hits a game changer. 2 count only. Then Moose gets Franklin up and hits another game changer and wins.
Good match.
Really good match. I was surprised by this. Dan Lambert, then this is the best part. Dan Lambert, after all this bullshit, Dan Lambert yells at Franklin that it was his fault. Franklin spears KM and says, hey, Dan, you may have escaped the game changer once. Get back in the fucking ring. And hits the game changer. And then Franklin spears Dan Lambert through a table.
And that's the end of him.
That's the end of Dan Lambert. Goodbye, Irene.
Goodbye and good riddance to you.
Yeah. Shakes Moose's hand and they both hit Josh Arnell, who comes in there with his neck brace.
That poor bastard.
Yeah.
He just learned not to get in the ring.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I should show you the Hurricanrana spot, but yeah, it was freaking awesome. Franklin does not nearly hit his head on the, does not even closely hit his head onto the ring. It does not even look close. So yeah, Franklin can do a Hurricanrana. Welcome to the WWE, guy, when you're done. You pull this.
Rumors are that Frank Lashley might be going to New Japan first.
Oh, that'll even be better. Pull that shit out at Wrestle Kingdom or fucking WrestleMania.
Go too.
Yeah, EC3's going to go to, he's already signed with the Performance Center.
Well, hopefully. I know the rumor is he's going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah.
I hope not.
If Franklin pulls off that spot at WrestleMania, the crowd's gonna shit their pants. They're gonna go like,
versus Lesnar.
What the fuck did he do? A big man just hit a Hurricanrana.
Shit his pants.
Black Lesnar just hit a Hurricanrana.
My God.
My God, man. That is this. I gotta send this to you. I'll send it to you after this is done. But yeah, it looks awesome. But yeah,
he's a good worker.
Oh yeah, he's gotten way better in his time running TNA. He's actually worked the fuck. He's gotten better on his promos and in the ring. Holy shit! The guy you remember from ECW, that ain't the same guy.
He also, who did he work with in ECW? Like Chris Matt. Like, he had good matches with Umaga there.
Umaga, fucking Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he wasn't working with much there. I mean,
even when he was on Raw, he wasn't.
That whole WWE run was Cena, and that was right towards the end of it.
Yeah, and even then, it wasn't a good match. But yeah, his best shit, he's gotten a lot better.
During this last, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, trust me, WWE, he's gotten a ton better. So, anyway, enough blowing his horn, tooting his horn.
Toot.
So, Pluto TV Rewind of the Week. Samoa Joe beats AJ Styles to win his first X Division title. Then we go to Pro Wrestling Noah. Trevor Taishi Shimori defends the X Division title against Andrew Everett. He's not a heel anymore, by the way. He's not part of the Cult of Lee.
And he's still employed by them.
No, he's face now, by the way.
Yay.
So Andrew Everett goes for a shooting star press, but Taishi gets the knees. Taishi hits a devastating clothesline and a 450 splash for the win. It was okay. It was probably the weakest match of the show, but...
And our main event is next.
Our main event, which was also pretty good. Clever finish to the main event. We had Lamirda goes for a top rope face stomp, but Impact smartly moves the fuck out of the way.
And when his pretty face caved in.
Yeah. Then, we had Impact go on the top rope. He can win the fucking belt. Because the other two guys are down.
Then he does the Superfly dive.
Crossbody onto the two guys who are now standing up. Because fuck that.
I don't want to win the belt. I just want to do a spot.
Then there's Lamirda and Drake are on the top. Then Lamirda... Impact and Drake are on the top. Lamirda's trying to go through the door. But Impact comes down to pull him out. Lamirda's Insiguri's him and tries to go through the door, but Adonis swings the door on him. So Lamirda's out. Impact gets up, sees that Drake is still dozed on the top. So then they start doing a race to the bottom. And Impact jumps off first. But Adonis catches him and makes sure his feet doesn't hit the ground. Good spot. Drake hits his feet first, because it is feet first. Drake retains the title. That's a clever, dirty way. That's a screwjob finish. Good for, like I said, good for a TV match finisher. At the pay-per-view, if this happened, you'd be a little pissed. But a TV spot...
It'll probably make you watch next week.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But a TV main event spot finisher, that was really good.
Yep.
No. Oh, he said never hit his feet on the ground. So I gave the show a B. Good show that deserved the hype, although you didn't need to sacrifice 2 shows before this, the last 2 shows before it, for this. You really didn't need to do that.
And we move to the next set of tapings, which will build all the way through until the TNA or Impact comes back to pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, Impact comes back to pay-per-view. Redemption.
April 22nd in Ottawa.
Yep.
That's when they'll be back there again.
We'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah. And on that note.
Do you have anything to sell?
Not this week.
Actually, I do. Saturday will be the induction of the film that everyone wanted me to review for the Gene Award winner, which was Jurassic School, the worst film of the year I saw.
All right.
By the way, I am trashing that DVD after being done with it. Because seriously, I sadly had to buy that shit. I sadly had to buy that film because Netflix will not rent that DVD out. They can stream
how bad it is.
They will stream it, but they will not rent it out. I had to buy the. Anyways, so the next poll is for February, which is Negaseth has called Vampuary, vampires, bunch of vampire movies.
Get it? Vampuary.
So a return to Salem's Lot. The nominees are. Return to Salem's Lot. Can I not do it, Return, but say I did? I didn't like the book at all. So, I haven't seen the original movie yet, but I have the sequel somewhere in here for some reason. From Dusk Till Dawn to Texas Blood Money. More like crap money, am I right?
Maybe.
Bloodsuckers, a.k.a. Vampire Wars Battle for the Universe. Vampires in space, this never ends well. Lost Boys The Tribe, the sequel that probably should have stayed lost from the series. Dracula 2000, a young Leonidas as Dracula. Oh dear God. No, seriously, Gerard Butler's Dracula in that movie.
Who?
This is Dracula! This, The Forsaken, 2001, The Knight has a bowel problem. Shadow Zone, The Undead Express. Next stop, The Toilet. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. There was a reason Sir Sean Connery decided retirement was a better option than to continue his acting after this film. It isn't because he could never top it. Let's just say that.
The movie was that bad.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad experience for him. Samson versus the Vampire Women. Yes, it is an El Santo film. Vampire's greatest threats are luchadors. It's one luchador in a cape with spandex.
The cake?
A cape.
Oh, cape.
A cape, spandex, and a mask.
So it's Nacho Libre.
Well, no, El Santo was kind of way before. You know who El Santo is.
I do, yeah.
All right, and finally, Mama Dracula. I think I should get emancipation from this film. By the way, From Dusk Till Dawn 2 is pretty much winning by a lot. Second right now is Samson versus the Vampire Winner, but there's a 6-vote gap. And the voting ends Saturday, so that I'm probably going to have to do From Dusk Till Dawn 2. And with that said, Miley, we are heading to bed.
Good night, everybody.
You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.